Hello there my fellow Holotable heroes and welcome to another kit reveal video. Today we'll be looking at the latest addition to the Bounty Hunter faction, Zuckuss. Now an interesting character. As always, we'll first have a look at his story in the lore, then we'll go through the kit cheat sheet, just overall what we can expect from his kit, and finally we'll as well have a look at in what teams we could possibly use him. Zuckuss was a force sensitive Gant findsman exiled after failing a sacred rite. Trained in mystic tracking arts, he adapted to oxygen-rich environments and became a bounty hunter, partnering with the droid Forlom aboard the Mist Hunter. Their teamwork earned them notoriety across the galaxy. Despite their differences, the duo operated with eerie synchronicity, blending machine logic and prophetic instinct into one of the underworld's most enigmatic pairings. During the War of Bounty Hunters, Zuckuss and Forlom tracked Boba Fett to Nar Shaddaa in search of Han Solo, but their intrusion aboard Slave One provoked Fett's wrath. He disabled Forlom and hurled Zuckuss from the ship using a hidden bomb. Wounded and alone, Zuckuss wanders into the Wormstew town, where he sensed the presence of a rebuilt Forlom now controlled by Kryberes. After a chaotic battle, Zuckuss destroyed the control device, freeing his old-time partner, though Forlom fled, malfunctioning into the alleys. Grieving the loss of his friend, Zuckuss retreated to Gant's sanctuary before joining Tonga's crew, whose mission was to unite the galactic underworld. His tracking skills proved vital, leading them to Jakara and the auction for Han Solo. There they encountered Bossk and later faced a trap set by the reprogrammed Forlom aboard a hot freighter. Zuckuss ultimately restored Forlom's original programming, reuniting the duo as allies once more. Okay, hopefully you find that useful. Now let's actually have a look what Zuckuss will bring to the game. He's a bounty hunter, dark side, tank, and also unaligned force user. Because obviously the race he's from, it's a force sensitive race, and that's why he's an unaligned force user. However, nothing in his kit really synergizes with unaligned force users, but technically you could use him with Starkiller. You could use him with Siri if you'd want to. Oh, actually even with Lord Vader, right? Lord Vader's got synergies with unaligned force users as well. So a bit of plug and play viability, but most of his synergies lie with the bounty hunters. Now let's look at his kit. Again, I'm not going to read as usual everything. You can do that in your own time. I'm just going to highlight the key bits from each of the ability and then some of the conditions around them. So first, his basic, it will recover, Zuckuss will recover 10% protection whenever he uses his basic. If Zuckuss has foresight, he will attack again. His first special is pretty simple, I guess. Essentially, it's got a stun. And then his second special has got a lot thing going on. So it's kind of like in one way, Bossk's, right? That self-cleanses, gains a taunt, like Bossk. Then bounty hunter allies will gain foresight, and then Zuckuss himself will recover 30% protection. So again, very similar to Bossk. We'll talk about foresight as you will see in the other abilities, why we want to spread foresight to our bounty hunter allies. Now, if you are using him in the leadership slot, bounty hunter allies gain 80% health and also 80% protection, so massive boost to durability. On top of it all, bounty hunters recover 10% protection whenever debuffed enemies end their turn. This is again very similar to Bossk. Like with Bossk, we recover protection and health when we debuff enemy or when enemies resist debuff. Here, you recover just by enemies being debuffed. So again, very similar. Now, for the reward, once you hit the contract, bounty hunters gain 25 speed and 30% offense, and non-tanks gain stealth. So I don't know, his reward doesn't sound that great, but once you hear what you need to do to actually get a contract, yeah, might be even less appealing. So let's go into the foresight column, because in order for us to get contract when we are using Zuckuss leadership, we have to deal damage 20 times to the enemies while we have foresight on our bounty hunters. So you can't even start at the start of the battle doing the contract until you get foresight. So if you want to get your contract quickly with Zuckuss lead, he will probably want to be very fast, so he can go first, get his taunt up like Bossk, right? Same Bossk needs to be the fastest. Then we'll give foresight to other guys, and then you can get going. But unlike Bossk, he does not get frenzy, so he will just waste a turn just in order for us to gain foresight. But we'll see. There is another thing that happens as well in here. So what'll happen is you'll start off first Zuckuss, right? He gains taunt, fine. He grants foresight to everybody, and then with his leadership, if Zuckuss is the only tank, meaning Bossk is not going to be used with Zuckuss lead, we will call all other dark side bounty hunters to assist whenever we use a special ability. So while he doesn't get frenzy, so he can get another turn like Bossk, his leadership in one way is even better, because then every bounty hunter essentially will have a mass assist. So actually this contract is going to be triggered very quickly as well. So maybe a good one to have as a leader. Now, in terms of his unique, he will get a pre-taunt if all allies are bounty hunters. He gains 50% defense, and then while he has force connection, he gets another 50% defense and also recovers 15% protection whenever he gets force connection. Now, how do we get force connection? Well, we get it when bounty hunters evade when they have foresight on them. So as you can see, it's all about the foresight here. So we'll definitely want to have him as fast as possible, so you can get the foresight to your bounty hunters, and then you can get all those mass assists. He gains force connection, it becomes very durable. Now his payout when his own payout when contract is received, bounty hunters gain foresight, so more foresight there, and also Zuckuss himself gains 200% crit avoidance. So while overall it looks like this is gonna be a little bit annoying with foresight, actually, as you can see, it's a very powerful combo. Again, goes first, foresight on everybody, all the other bounty hunters go if they're fast, right? And then they use special abilities, and then keep calling other bounty hunters to assist when they have foresight. So very powerful one. So I think getting contract trigger shouldn't be too difficult. And then finally, it's a territory war Omicron on his unique, not leadership. So Zuckuss will gain 100% protection, and also basically has a perma-taunt if all allies are non-galactic legend bounty hunters. It's like whenever he loses taunt, he gets taunt back, right? So it's sort of like a perma-taunt almost, if you will. And also bounty hunters gain insta-cleanse days. So whenever they're dazed, they just dispel it and then gain speed up. And that's it. So while his kit is great, I'm not sure this is gonna be a defensive lineup, because Imperial Troopers will just stomp this and totally run these guys over, to be honest. So not gonna be for defense for sure. For offense, again, I don't know what these guys can do. While yes, his contract actually gets triggered very quickly, you get mass assists and everything, I don't know where the damage will come from. But again, while we're talking about how we're gonna use him, let's look at the team. So what basically with Forlom and Zuckuss, CG is trying to do, it seems, only dark side bounty hunters really, so you get all the boosts, right? Now, kind of the default bounty hunter squad, or bounty hunter squad that can do the most in Grand Arena at least, it's Aura lead for an instant contract. You get Boss Grief for 2 mass assists, getting the contract. Mando just goes insta-kills somebody straight away on his first turn, and Zem is there really for the speed boost on the team, so you can outrun a lot of the faster squads. So without using any of these, what bounty hunters do we actually have left over? Well, let's go and have a look. this is what's left over. We obviously have the Hot Cartel, which are used with Jabba. Django goes with Trench. I don't know. I guess both Boba and Fennec are good, right? They deal damage on their basic multiple times, helping you to get the contract. Forlum, obviously, with Zuckuss. And then Cad Bane had a rework here. Is it live? Yeah. So Cad Bane on his basic has 100% chance to attack again. I think before was like 65% chance to attack again. So again, CG trying to a little bit boost Cad Bane's basics so we get contract triggered. Now, reason why I put Boba Fett Sign of Django in the lead, because he does have a Territory War Omicron on his lead. And since Zuckuss himself's got a Territory War Omicron, but on his unique ability, it looks like this is more meant for Territory Wars than Grand Arena. And in that case, you probably will want Boba Fett Sign of Django in the leading slot, not Zuckuss. I don't know. I guess it depends on the situation, but the whole trick these days with bounty hunters is OG Mando and his insta-kill. Like, without this, what will these bounty hunters do? Right? Like, speaking of like King Kyber, what can it take down from Grand Arena perspective? They can't probably take any of the GLs down. I could be mistaken. I don't know. Queen Amidala? I don't think so. Reva? Gungans? I don't think so. Like, what else do we see on defense these days that they could beat? Malgus? Can they beat Malgus? Again, all that fear and everything. So while his contract actually is very fun and quickly to trigger because of all the foresight, the main problem is we don't have the Mando insta-kill on this squad. We don't have... I don't know. Anyway, I guess we'll have to wait and see. Or another possible use would be... we've been clamoring for Afra to get a tank. And... Zuckuss could be that tank. He's got a taunt, right? Although not a pre-taunt, because this is not going to be a full bounty hunting lineup, but maybe this will be the place for him in the end. I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see. But definitely Afra has been kind of really needing a dark side tank, but you know, ideally with a pre-taunt. So let me know what you guys think. Well, they actually get any use, like both Forlum and Zuckuss. Their kits are kind of fun and cool. It gives you another bounty hunter team to use, but if even the OG bounty hunters with Mando have basically no use anymore, you know, in the top Grand Arena, maybe it's more of like a mid-game squad, but again, mid-game players will not have these guys resources yet to farm these guys up, so I don't know. Unless there is something else coming down the line, we'll have to wait and see. Alright guys, that's all for today's video. Hopefully you found it useful and helpful. Let me know in the comments below how you guys are getting on with your conquest. Hopefully I'll see you tonight in Sector 4 live stream. But until then, have fun, enjoy your life, and may the RNG be with you, my friends.